Welcome to another video from PhDCompletion.com. Writing your thesis or dissertation in just 12 minutes a day. We're not saying that you could complete your dissertation in just 12 minutes. What we're saying, if are consistent in your approach to working on your dissertation every day, that just 12 minutes a day can turn into 30 minutes a day, can turn into 45 minutes a day a lot sooner with a small goal on working on your dissertation on a daily basis. As we say at PhD completion, a good dissertation is a done dissertation. As I said before, finishing your thesis or dissertation requires a daily commitment. Can you give your dissertation 12 minutes a day or even 15 minutes a day? What can you get done in 12 minutes? 12 minutes, you can do a cover page easily. You can do an acknowledgement page. You can do 5 citations. There isn't any excuse that you can't, at the minimum, give your dissertation 12 minutes of your time. Think about the tasks that you actually have to complete and break them down into small, manageable, bite sized pieces. Ask yourself, what can I do today to move my thesis or dissertation forward? It's not a question of, am I going to work on my dissertation today? No, it's a question on what are you going to do today to move your dissertation forward? Is it going to be a small task? Is it going to be a series of small tasks? So what? Get it done. Sometimes we're looking for a 2 hour blocks of free time. Sometimes we're looking for a 1 hour block. I'm suggesting stop looking for time. Plan and schedule the time that you spend with your dissertation. You should know exactly, if I'm going to spend time with my dissertation today, what am I going to be doing with that time? What tasks can I cross off my list of tasks that I will feel that I have done something to move my dissertation forward? No task is too small, no item is too insignificant. Keep in mind that every action will move you closer towards your goal. Without a goal, it's just a dream. Let's get our dissertation moving forward today. When I'm working with students who are struggling with their dissertation, I suggest that they create a list of tasks that they can complete, small, manageable, bite sized pieces when they don't feel like working on their dissertation. We call them zombie tasks. You can call your list, I don't feel like working on my dissertation day, on the days that you don't feel it, on the days that you are not motivated, enthusiastic, rather than looking for a feeling. Okay, recognize the feeling and go to that list and see what you can get done in 12 minutes. As I said before, you can create a title page. You can complete the acknowledgement page. You can create a signature page. You can also create an abstract page as well. Still don't feel like writing today? That's why I mean that the list is important to keep you moving forward. We're not looking for enthusiasm. We're not looking for motivation because those feelings might never show up for a couple of weeks, but we got to keep moving forward. What can you do today to move your dissertation forward? I'm continuing with the list. I'm providing a list to get you started, but it's your job to add to these 3 slides. Have tasks that can be done in 12 minutes. Don't really require much brain power, but still keeps you moving forward. In 12 minutes, you can go to your university's website and download the important deadlines. Deadlines for graduation, deadlines for submission of your thesis or dissertation, deadlines for the last possible day to defend, deadlines for commencement, 12 minutes, and you've done something to move your dissertation forward. You can also create an outline. If you're struggling with the chapter, perhaps you're struggling from a lack of organization. Use the time, set the clock to 12 minutes or 15 minutes and create an outline and then cut and paste, drag and drop the information into those outlines that you create. If you're struggling still with writing, consider writing your explanation as a letter to a friend, your grandmother. Send an email to write in your own voice and then come back later and edit it into academic ease. Also, you can create some tables. All of the tables need to look the same as if they're in one document. If you have one line at the top and two lines in the middle and one line at the bottom, all of your tables need to be formatted the same way. So on the days that you don't feel like writing, okay, let's just format the tables. Then you also have to decide, am I going to number my tables 1 to 1,000, or am I going to number them 1 to 25 in chapter 1, 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 25? But those are decisions that you can make that helps you move the dissertation forward that don't take a lot of brain power. Also, I suggest if you create a table, write a paragraph about the table, and then you can put it into the document later. The rules are if you have a table but you don't discuss it, then it doesn't need to be in the dissertation. Think about it. The same situation with figures. You can work on your figures to make sure that the titles follow the format. Are they all APA format? Are the titles at the bottom italicized, bold, whatever format? If you're using Chicago style, IEEE, whatever, on the days you don't feel like working on your dissertation, you can format your figures and write a paragraph, one paragraph about the figure, and then drop it in later. Also, another option that will take you 15 minutes is to download the template or the style guide manual. Every university have rules about how they want their dissertation format to be, what the margins are supposed to be, what's the smallest font size that is possible. And it's important to know that because although you're not getting a degree in formatting, you won't get a degree without formatting your dissertation correctly. A good dissertation is a done dissertation. Here is the last slide on the tasks that you can complete in 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes a day. For example, if you're struggling to understand your advisor's direction or why they continue to stress one particular method, one particular theoretical framework, etc., you can spend 15 minutes a day looking at your advisor's dissertation. I've said before, you can find it on proquest.com. And if you use your university's library portal, you will get more access to those dissertations than if you just go through Google Scholar. Create a dedication page. That takes 12 minutes. Create some references for your bibliography, or also create a copyright page that takes less than 12 minutes. Another tip to help you make forward progress every day is this. Before you walk away from your dissertation, it's important to write a note to yourself, telling yourself where you left off and where you plan to go to next. Rather than starting every day having to reread the previous section, the previous set of pages, if you create a note before you walk away, you can, as you start your dissertation the following day, you can read the note and hit the ground running. As I said, it's important to work on your dissertation every single day. The more time you take away from your dissertation, the more time you will have to make up trying to refamiliarize yourself with what you were thinking, what the big picture was, and where do you go from that point on. Why spend time doing all of that if you just write a note to yourself, read the note the next morning, and boom, you're moving your dissertation forward quick and in a hurry. Okay, here are some more tricks to help move you forward on a daily basis, especially if you're struggling to write. One of the tasks that we do in the dissertation writing retreat or the dissertation house is we do a free write. We set a timer for 15 minutes and we ask the students to find a section of their dissertation that they want to work on before this timer starts and think about what you're going to write. And write continuously for the next 15 minutes without editing. Don't write, edit. Even when you see a misspelled word, do not stop writing. Do not hit backspace. Just keep moving forward. Even if the grocery list comes in your head, write the grocery list out and keep writing until the timer stops. When the timer stops, then you can go back in and edit, go back in and take out the grocery list. You will see how much time you and what you can get done in 15 minutes. It helps you to be more realistic about what you can accomplish if you don't try to edit and write at the same time. Another suggestion I already mentioned reading your advisor's dissertation, but you could also read your lab mate's dissertation to see what your advisor thought was good enough. It's important to not think that you have to reinvent the wheel. I'm not saying plagiarize somebody else's dissertation. I'm saying look, read, see, and format. In some disciplines have to publish their dissertation chapters or papers before they can actually graduate. Some disciplines will take the exact publication and drop it into the dissertation in the three paper format and then create an introduction at the front and create a conclusion, and the papers are exactly the ones that have been published. In other disciplines, while they might have a journal article published off of the chapter, it won't be exactly the same. So, for example, while the published article might have been 25 pages, the student might have had to cut down a 40-page version of that paper to get it to the journal article's requirement. And so instead of publishing the exact 25 pages in the dissertation, no, they will include in the dissertation the original 40-page version and also have the published article version out there. So you need to find out for yourself which one applies to me and our department and our discipline. So if you want to know, you look for somebody's dissertation in your lab and then go on Google Scholar and find their published article and then look and see is it word for word exact for exact every comma is the same comma, then you have the answer. If it's similar but not exactly the same, again you have your answer. You can find that out in 15 minutes as well. Investigate the graduation requirements. At my school, there is a form that the students have to fill out 6 months in advance of graduation. It's important to know that when 6 months before you graduate, not the day before graduation, not the day of your defense, but 6 months prior. It's your job to find out what the requirements are for graduation and don't expect your advisor to be responsible for your graduation. They've already graduated from their institution and they leave it to you as an adult to go find out for yourself. I hope this advice helps you move your dissertation forward. Recently, a student asked me, are there any tips that you have for being motivated to get the dissertation done? And I suggest that you create some rewards and some punishments in order to keep moving forward. Create daily goals. And if you meet your daily goals, well, reward yourself. Figure out how you're going to reward yourself for getting what you're supposed to get done. Because in graduate school, there's no one standing and cheering if you finish a chapter. Your family isn't even doing that because let's face it, they don't know what it is that you're doing anyway. All they know is you're not done yet. So you know whether or not you did what you were supposed to do. Figure out if I do these list of things that I have set out for today's goal on my dissertation, I'm going to watch Game of Thrones without any stress, without feeling guilty, none of it. Think about the things that you like to do and reward yourself by doing the things that you actually have to do. Put the two together, and then you can actually enjoy the things that you like to do without feeling a sense of guilt, as in, I should be working on my dissertation. I didn't do anything today on my dissertation. I can't even enjoy my show. Make the connection between the two. Allow yourself some small victories because the dissertation is a long, drawn out process. It's like a marathon. I ran a marathon once, but understand when you are at mile marker 22 and you have 4 more miles to go, you have to reward yourself with every step because it's a struggle. So, by all means, reward yourself. And by also hold yourself accountable when you don't do the things that you're supposed to do. Well, then there are punishments. And when I say punishments, I mean that, well, then perhaps you don't get to watch your series. Perhaps you don't get to watch the game. Perhaps you don't get your favorite coffee because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Make the two match, and I think that you can move forward daily with rewards and punishments to help you stay motivated, keep moving forward, making daily progress. Progress, not perfection, equals a PhD. Persistence, consistency. It's important that you do something every day to move your dissertation forward. I'm always suggesting that you're not creating a BMW with your PhD. You are creating an operable Ford. Leave the BMW until after you complete your degree. Small incremental steps are still important. Baby steps gets you closer to the finish line than not taking any steps at all. If you're the type of person who holds on to the document for dear life because you don't want feedback, then you're in the wrong business because you've signed up for revise and resubmit. Write, edit, revise, and resubmit. Write, edit, revise, and resubmit all day long. Feedback from your committee gets you closer to a PhD. Holding on to the document doesn't. And don't look to be motivated every day. Every day, it would be great if you were motivated every day. It would be great if you were enthusiastic about writing every day. Some people say you just got to put the butt in the seat in order to write every day. I'm saying the same thing, but I'm also with this video saying you need to create a list of things that you can do to move the dissertation forward when you don't feel like writing. And there's so many things to be done. I've already started the list for you. I hope you take my advice and work on your dissertation every single day, even when you don't feel like it. A good dissertation is a done dissertation. Thank you for watching PhDCompletion.com. I'm a dissertation coach who has helped over 200 graduate students complete their degree. I recognize that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm direct, I'm straight to the point. I recognize my job as a dissertation coach is to get you from point A to point B, and point B is a PhD. If you don't like someone with direct talk, then I'm not for you. There are plenty of different coaches out there, but if you like straight talking, what do I need to get done? How do I need to get it done? Then I'm your person. I'm not going to be writing the dissertation for anyone. But that being said, I will encourage you. I will have discussions about how to manage your advisor, how to manage the project, how to manage your time. That's what a dissertation coach does. If you're interested, contact me and we can get started. In the meantime, continue to watch the videos. I will provide some tips, tools, and techniques to help you move along, even if you don't hire me as your dissertation coach. All the best to you.